Hi everyone, welcome. I'm Angela Wolf and we are behind the scenes today at my studio cleaning up, and it's so quiet and lonely after the last couple of weeks of having so much fun. So pop in, say hi. If you've never been here before, welcome. So this season we really are sewing or fishing because tomorrow is a big tournament here in St. Joe, and so I'm kind of excited. I was actually just ready to paint my nails and did not realize it was already our time for our show. So I was going through, this is what I do. I go through all my nail polish colors and figure out which one is the luckiest for catching fish. So if anybody has a lucky nail polish, let me know. This one is called Forever Yummy. I'm not sure, but it was pretty lucky last year for fishing. I'm not sure where the yummy part comes in. But either way, so today we are launching the Chloe Trench Sewalong. I'm very excited about this. So I'm going to give you some ideas on fabric, the pattern. I'm changing mine up a little bit from last year, so I'm going to fill you in on that. I see you all rolling in. So I am live on Facebook and YouTube, and I can see all of your questions and comments. So, and if you're asking questions when I roam away from the table, I will come back and answer them soon. So wonderful to see all of you. Some of you asked about the pink mats. I put a link in the Angela Patterns group, maybe, I don't know, an hour ago. So pop in there and you'll see that link for the mats. If you can't find it, go into the Angela Patterns group and it should be the first or second post. Yes. What did you? Yummy might not be good for the, Arnell, I know, yummy might be good for us catching fish. I'm not sure if it's going to be good for the fish. I don't know, yummy. The one, I had a really good one last year, but I ran out of it, so I got to find some more. So if anybody has a good nail polish that for catching fish, let me know. I know, so not related, right? Okay, so let's take a look at the pattern that we're going to be sewing. And why on earth would I pick the Chloe Trench when it's spring? Well, for a lot of reasons. Let me just take you over here and show you the coat I made last year, because this one was for winter. And now I know it's spring because my allergies are kicking high gear, if you can't tell. All right, so this is the jacket I made last year. Cashmere. We did this on the Brothers Sews Sew-Along quite a while ago. And this one, I just did the belt one color, which, let me just make sure I always like to leave these in the belt loop. So for some reason, when these go from upstairs to downstairs or one closet to another, I don't lose it. So do you remember this jacket? Now the pattern doesn't come lined, but I chose to line this one. The one I'm making this time is not going to be lined, but I'm still going to give you some more ideas. So this was absolutely gorgeous. The back has a little flap here, same contrasting fabric, a nice wide collar, which you can shorten if you want. And then you have cute little cuffs here. You could use a lot of different variations here. Two-piece sleeve. Two pieces in the front, basically, center front, side front, and then the back is one wider piece, and then you have the little flap up here. So that is the one that we did last year. Now, you might have remembered from It's So Easy where we did this as well. And I'm going to put links to all these videos as we do the sew-along, because in case you're new to the party, you might not have seen these. This is the style I'm making this time. This was just a lightweight, it looks like denim, but it's not. It's just, well, it's a lightweight cotton, rayon, and a little bit of spandex, just a little bit. So the inside, I did not line. Instead, I finished all of the edges. And you want to talk about finishing these edges with bias tape? Wait to see tomorrow's show on Brothers Sews. It's going to be awesome, featuring a whole bunch of different feet, but there's one in here just for this. So this has the center front, the side front. Again, same pieces. It's the same pattern, but a whole different look. And I also did two different tones for the belt, just to give it a little color. And I also did the two different tones for this piece. So this jacket, because it wasn't lined, did not take very long to make at all. I think I even lined the pockets. You have the little flap in the back. Now you don't have to have the flap in the back. You could leave that off and your pattern would still look nice. So that's your choice as well if you want to make it even easier. So I'm going to show you these two. Let's talk about a few things, and then I'll go over some ideas for fabric and the supplies that you need. So this is the pattern, and it comes in size 0 all the way up to 36W. It comes in print with a booklet or PDF, whichever one you want. Here's actually one. Do you remember when I made this one? I made this out of waxed canvas. Now that was kind of fun. And by the way, speaking of waxed canvas, another foot they're going to be talking about tomorrow in tomorrow's live show. There's, I think, 8 or 9 specialty feet that you might already have in a box somewhere to show you how to use, but there's a roller foot that works great for waxed canvas. So keep an eye out. That's tomorrow at noon, just to give you a little teaser on that. I got a little preview of it. Yes. Hey, Amy, I agree. And Amy, your jacket that you recently made, I have to find a photo of that to bring that up. She actually added embroidery from my second embroidery collection to a tweed. It's gorgeous. So what kind of fabrics are you thinking of sewing this trench out of? So if you are living in someplace warm, you're obviously not going to want to do a cashmere, and it's spring. So I was thinking 2 different, well, I actually have 3 fabrics pulled out. A tweed, a Ponte knit, and I found a piece of sweater. I keep looking because I'm like, what do I got back there? Sweater knit. Because it would almost make a really comfortable, if you left that little flap off the back, it'd make kind of a comfortable sweater, bathrobe kind of style. I know, a very expensive looking bathrobe, but it would be. I'm just making sure you all are in here. Oh, Lynn, that's the pattern. So by the way, I know many of you already have the pattern, so just pull it out of your stash, and I'm going to help you with a few pattern changes on it. For those of you that have never had the pattern, I did put together a discount code for you because, you know, I'll leave it down there for a few minutes. Great to see you, Lisa. So Connie, the coat's actually quite simple for a jacket. So I'm going to take you back over there one more time. I'm going to show you some of the supplies that you need to gather. I'm not going to start cutting my pattern till next week. So next week, we're going to talk about fitting, and then we'll go into cutting the fabric, because by then I'll make up my mind on my fabric. So you kind of have 2 weeks to get your stuff together. I think a Ponte knit would look great, Helen. I think it would. Melody, I saw your photo that you posted for me. Yes, my stool was there, wide open. I definitely miss Islamorada. Haven't been there in a little while, but hope to be soon. Yeah, Arnell, you can use knit on the, and I'll tell you how to change the pattern just a little bit for that. Deborah, the discount code is right below, right there. Chloe 15, capital letters, Chloe 15. And if you're looking for the mat, the Angela Wolf mat, hold on, I'll go get one. Those are not on my website. Those are on Sewing Machines Plus. These are not on my site, but I left you a link. I know that they're only going to carry these for a limited time, so if you want your mat, make sure you go get it. If you watched our class the last 2 weeks, this place was so quiet, while all those mats had the big machines on them. It made it awfully nice. Okay, so any questions before I take you back over there? Oh no, Heather, what did you do with your pattern? Well, from the flooding. Well, Heather, message me, because also if you already have a PDF pattern of I can send you a new link for it. So message me, Heather. I forgot your sewing room flooded. Oh gosh. Hi, Marianne. All right, so let's go look at some more fabrics, and then I'll come back and check your questions. How would that? I think, Connie, it's going to make an awesome sweater coat. So I'll see you over there. I will, let me take this off. I have no idea what the alarm is for. Probably for our class last week, I'm guessing. Maybe we were going to get lunch, but if my alarm's going off right now for behind the scenes, I'm late. Right. Yeah, Esther, you could make it out of cotton. In fact, that fabric that I have over there that looks like denim, that would be really pretty. And I could even see you know, you could come up with something really creative, maybe quilt your fabric or do something like that on there. You could piece together a few different colors if you're going to use cotton. Lorraine, yes, fleece would be gorgeous out of that. And all right, so let me go back over there. Oh, Cindy, when I did the wax canvas, did I line it? You know, I did not. I did not. I don't have the jacket. They still have it, the people that I made it for. I should message her and see if I could get that back so you guys could see that, because their wax canvas is gorgeous. I made it more like a raincoat with the wax canvas, so there was no lining. Okay, so go back over here. I'll come back and get your questions, so don't think I can't see you. I just can't see. I'm going way over there for the fabric, so I'll meet you over there. Oh, embroidery, Marcia, that would be gorgeous. Okay, so here's a few ideas. Now this fabric looks a little boring, but I found it in my stash and I was planning on making a sweater out of it. And I just haven't. It's kind of my color, but not so much. But if I have enough, I think you need about 3 yards for, let me see, how many yards? 60-inch wide, 3 yards, all the way up to size 14, and then it moves into 4 and a little bit more. If you're going to use the contrasting fabric for belts and everything, and for the back flap, that's another 2 yards. So I might have to piece together a few things on here. But check this out. This is definitely a sweater knit. And I think there's enough for the body. I might have to use a different fabric for the sleeves, which would kind of look cool. But it has a light stretch. Well, actually, it has a lot of stretch. A good recovery, but it just didn't have a good enough recovery for me to make a ruche tee out of, which is what I was going to do because I don't want it to keep stretching. Now, this jacket is loose fitting. So if I did this just for the body and the collar, maybe, and then used a different color, I have some white, I have some cream, I have some mesh. Speaking of embroidery, I think that's, actually, I don't know if lace is a little bit too dressy for this. Yeah, no, that doesn't look very good. Okay, what else do we have over here in the stash? We have, ooh. I don't know, I might have to go downstairs into the special stash and find some, here's some white. This is like an athletic fabric, which this might be a good combination. Piece together some white, it would be great for spring. It's totally different fabrics though. So this, I'd have to figure out where this would go. Maybe this would be the facing, the back flap, and maybe pieces of the sleeve. I would rather have a sweater, but I like the white with it. So I have some white mesh maybe I could use, but this is really out there, a crazy idea for you. So how would you change the pattern for this? You really would not have to. The only thing you might want to change if you're going to use a sweater knit for the sleeves is change it to a one-piece sleeve. Because you really don't need a two-piece sleeve with a sweater knit. I would maybe change the sleeve. But for the body of the garment, this would be fine. All right, so what else do I have over here? So this is probably going to be part of it. I just haven't figured out the rest of this. Here's one, and I mentioned this fabric last week or 2 weeks ago. And thank you, everyone. It all sold out. And this is one more color that I found. And this is on the website too. So this, you can still use that Bella discount. This is, and some of the girls in the class last week got this. Sharon made this. Sharon, this was the best color on you. And would you all agree that we're here last week? It looks red on the computer screen, and it's not. It's like, I mean, it's red, but it's like a pinky red, not an orangey red. It has a light stretch. This is twill, so it doesn't wrinkle too bad. You wouldn't have to line it. It would make a great raincoat style, technically a real trench. So I'm going to make one. I saved a little bit of the green and navy for myself, but I might have to do this color too because I saw how good it looked. All right, so I've got one more color for you, and this would be on the website under twill. There's only maybe maybe 10 yards left on this. Well, maybe 15. I don't know. Okay. Here's the Ponte knit. And you might remember the dress that I have behind me, which you can't see. But this is the same fabric I used for the Liz, which isn't out yet, but someday it will be. It has a great texture, a nice stretch. The only difference if you use something like this is you're definitely going to want to pull out your serger. And I think I would just serge the seams on the inside. You could also finish them with bias edges, but you're definitely going to want to use your serger. If you're going to use in the sewing machine, make sure you grab your ballpoint or stretch needle. That's about it. You could use, though, looking at this picture, you could use 2 different colors on the belt, which would look great. I have another color Ponte knit, or I could even back this maybe with a little bit of cotton, like you were mentioning. Let's see. Ooh, I have this. This is silk. Oh my goodness, look how good these two look together. I think I'm gonna have to make like something fabulous out of this. I would have to make a beautiful blouse out of this. This is silk charmeuse, which, by the way, if you've checked prices on this, is insanely expensive right now. But this would look really nice with this green. So I might have to figure out a way to utilize that. Maybe just a little pieces of bias tape. It'd be the most expensive bias tape ever, but you know, hey, if I got the fabric laying around. But then I could use that foot that you're gonna see tomorrow on Brothers show, make my own bias tape. Okay, so that's one idea. But that kind of dresses it up, and I was trying to go more casual, remember? See what else I have. I don't really have too many cottons laying around. Ooh. Here's one. This would make it very casual if I use this to finish the seams. This one has sparkles on it. I would not recommend it. I would not recommend doing sparkles because you know what happens with sparkles on cotton fabric that comes off. You end up wearing it. And I guess that would be good for fishing, but not so good for, but this is kind of cute. This would actually make it very casual, these two together. Can you, like, look at the difference though? When you put your fabrics together, let's take a look at that silk again. Look at how different this would be compared to this. Whole different ball game there. You've got like ooh la la, and you've got I'm going to put on my tennis shorts and go, well, I don't know, golf shorts, fishing clothes, and wear this as a casual jacket. And then I found this piece here, which is a very different look. This is a knit, and this would make a complement to the jacket, maybe change the sleeves up a little bit. So 3 different options I have here. I don't think I have enough fabric to make 3, and who in the world needs 3 green jackets, right? Well, I guess it just depends how much fabric. So, and I have more, but I'll come over and see what your thoughts are on these 3 so far. Because I really like the green. And the green's a good color on me. I would grab it all the time just to wear a comfortable jacket. But if I do that Ponte knit, which is a casual fabric, you've probably seen, I'm trying to think what I've made recently that would have Ponte knit that would make you think of it. Any ideas? I've got silver specks on my face now. I think if it was the plaid with the Ponte knit, that would make it a casual spring jacket. I'm not dressing up to go anywhere. And now that it's fishing season, I'm definitely not dressing up. Not that I don't dress up to go fishing, but to dinners and stuff, I like to wear something cute, and I think that would be great. And the charmeuse, I might have to save for some of my tweed, because there's some more tweed that I have downstairs that I haven't cut out yet. All right, let me see if you have any. I think so too, Phyllis. It looks so rich. Melody, you summed it up. Different ends of the spectrum. That's exactly what I was thinking. Is there a difference between double knit and Ponte knit? Yes. So I actually have a piece of double knit. Let me go take you over there and show you it. I'll leave your question up so everyone knows what we're talking about. Okay. There's definitely a difference. So this here Let me clear off, clean up in aisle 4 and 6 and 7. All right. You might remember this fabric. I made a circle skirt out of this knit. Very cute. Now, we were also talking a little bit about some other fabrics, which I'll bring some more out next week too, by the way. And don't forget, I'll have a giveaway, but I haven't launched it yet, so you haven't missed anything. Okay, this is a double knit. The drape is totally different than Ponte knit. It has a pretty high stretch, and depending on the weight of your fabric, I mean, it looks great on both sides, and this would make a great jacket. I actually made this into a skirt. You might remember. I think I used the Kate skirt for this, even though the Kate doesn't require a knit. I just didn't put I put an elastic waistband. Okay, and now compared to this fabric. And I know this is a little dark to see, but it's all I have here right now for, so the Ponte. So this is more like a knit that you could make, like almost like a scuba knit. It feels like that. And this is softer, a little more, I would say more luscious. Got a lot of words thrown out there today about this fabric. Has a light stretch. Again, you would probably sew both of those with the serger, and when you're using the sewing machine, definitely use a ballpoint or stretch needle. Okay, so that's the difference. I don't have the exact content like here to tell you that, but this has a beautiful drape. The Ponte knit is more structured. How's that? All right, so I have one more piece here, and I was thinking about this because of Helen last week. Helen, how is your jacket turning out? So she brought this upstairs, which means now I'm going to have to finish my jacket because I stared at this for a few days. This for spring is amazing. So this is a tweed. We actually worked on this with the couture jacket class last fall. It's a lightweight tweed. You don't have to line it. There's no wool in it. I think it's cotton. Do you remember what that is? Oh no, it's 100% polyester, which floors me when it says that, because like, would you think of something this beautiful as polyester? Not that polyester isn't beautiful, but it's usually, the P word. Both sides look amazing. It's very difficult to decide which side you want to use, put it that way. And there's definitely a right and a wrong, but because of the tweed fabric, you could make this into a Chloe trench, and you might not even have to face it if you don't want to, because both sides look great. Look at the drape of this. So this trench coat, which is a little bit looser in the back, you can kind of see on the sketch there. This would look beautiful for. So I already have my couture jacket cut out, which is more fitted like the Evelyn. And I'm thinking a shorter, so that you can see the Chloe trench, it's a little bit shorter anyways, but I might make it even just a little bit shorter with a pair of jeans, a flowy jacket like this, maybe have some silver buckles for the arm. So here, I might do something a little bit more with a buckle and rivets in there to really jazz it up a little bit. I don't know, but these are some more ideas. But when you see, I know some of you have some beautiful tweeds, think of that as well, because that would make a gorgeous jacket. Okay, coming on over for see if you have any questions. Did that answer your question about the Ponte versus the double knit, by the way? I agree. I agree. Can we say gorgeous? Absolutely. So now I have to decide which one I'm going to cut out. I know I'm going to make one out of a sweater knit though, because I'm always grabbing a sweater, layering fabrics when you're inside, when you're outside. And I want to make just a really pretty one. I had some fabric here before last week started, the last 2 weeks, and I think I put it in a bin, and it's downstairs. And I think light bulb just went on. I put it in the bin with the Minky fabrics because that's what we're going to be giving away. I have not launched the contest yet. I'm going to call Ellen and just tweak a couple things. I have an idea I'm going to run by her, and if she approves, the contest will be better than I thought it was going to be. So you'll have to stay tuned for that. Karina, shouldn't you be fishing this week? Well, I was fishing all weekend, and I have one wound. The teeth I got some fish. Those teeth are sharp. So I'm fishing tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday for our tournament. And I will also be emceeing for the awards and the captain's meeting. So I'll leave a link if you guys are really bored and you want to see what's going on the fishing end. Helen says the blue and white. That tweed, Arnell, is what Helen said. It's blue. It's not. It doesn't look purple on there because it's blue and a light blue, a few different shades of blue and white, and silver. Okay, I'm just checking all of you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, I think I got them all. Sorry, I was just making sure if you had questions, I didn't miss one. So I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do. So what other supplies do you need? You're going to need interfacing, and it's going to depend on your project, how much or what kind. Okay? Connie, fishing tournament this week is in St. Joe, Michigan, right here. Right here in my own port. We started Michigan City, which was last weekend, and then every week or every other week through the summer, it goes all the way up the coast. All the way up to Frankfurt, and then back to Manistee, and then we're done. It looks gray on there? That's funny. Nope. Barbara, can I do elastic waist instead of a belt? You could, but you'd have to alter the pattern a little bit. Because there's no really casing there for elastic. So the belt is just to kind of gather that back. Oh, at the waist. Okay, Barbara, let's go over and check it out. Is it sporty? It was very sporty today, Helen. I didn't go. Well, because I had to join. I didn't have to. I wanted to join all of you, so I let Wynn go in the sporty weather. Last weekend was awfully sporty, though, I must say. All right, so this looks gray. That's really funny. You just never know, and that's why when you guys ask me what color, you just have to see it through my eyes. And until I go colorblind, we should be okay. Okay, what else could you use? There's this. Hold on 1 second. You're going to need some interfacing. Excuse me, I just took a drink of water. Wrong tube. So you need some fusible interfacing. You could use either, in my stash, either the 1809, that would be a good one. It comes in white and black colors. It's lightweight, but it depends on your fabric. And Helen, I think you were asking which one would go good with the tweed. And it's either the 80-30 or the 30-80. I have to go look downstairs to see which one. But you want something that flows like your fabric. You do not want a piece of interfacing that's stiff, super stiff. So this would actually work well on the Ponte knit or any of these other fabrics I showed you. Because you need interfacing if you're going to do the whole jacket. Let's look at this one here. If you're doing the spring version, I'll just show you. You're going to have interfacing in the center front piece and the facing, in your upper and lower collars. There's no interfacing on this part, so just those two. And then, did I put any in the hem? It depends on your fabric if you need them, but I don't think I used any on the hem because I just did a nice top stitching. You do need a little bit on the hem of your sleeve though. You might see there's a little bit there. And depending on your fabric, you might need a little bit in your hem, but I like to have it hidden because it's unlined. So how much would you need? Well, you need to measure how long your jacket's going to be. And my interfacing is 60 inches wide, so it really depends on yours. Now, if you want to make really nice sleeves, I don't have interfacing in these at all because they're unlined. But if you decide to put interfacing in your sleeves, you might want to line just your sleeves. Because you want it to look as good on the inside as it does on the outside, right? And you can see I have my sleeve head in there, my label, and the beautiful piping. So I saw somebody say, why on earth would you need 2 yards for contrasting fabric. Have you ever cut bias tape, bias strips? You have to cut, instead of cutting straight across your fabric or straight up and down, you're going on a diagonal. It takes a lot of fabric. And then you need long pieces if you want to finish all those seams. You could always piece together bias binding, but I'd prefer to have one nice long piece for all the seams so there's no extra bulk. Trish, you got your sewing glasses. Congratulations. Okay, Barbara, I'm still trying to figure out where you would want to put that elastic in the waist. Bye, Donna. Have a great day. I think so too, Susie. I think that that tweed would be awesome for that. And Susie, thank you again. She sent a little surprise gift yesterday, and it made it in one piece. I cannot believe it, but it's in the fridge chilling for, I don't know, I told Wynn we'll have to have a romantic date. All right, Barbara, I'm going to go back over there. Let's look at it again. So instead of a belt, this belt is really only for decoration because I technically usually leave it like this in the back. And why do you do that? Because the back of your jacket is wider. And so it kind of looks like it's, I don't know, this is kind of looking a little messy on camera, but the back of my jacket is wider. It kind of angles out like an A-line almost. And I usually will take the belt and tie it in the back, which will make my jacket look more fitted. See what I mean? So you could use elastic, but if you did, I'd probably only go from here to here. And then for sometimes if I'm wearing this, if you want to close the jacket, this one doesn't have any buttons, although you can put some in if you want, then the belt would, you know, close your jacket. But I would say most of the time when I've worn this, I just tie the belt in the back. It looks very stylish. Another little trick for you, and we'll get into this when we start sewing the jacket, but another little trick for you is if you tighten this belt a little bit, put a few little hand stitches in here, and then let this hang. And if you could even do this with a sewing machine too. Just stitch this, and that keeps the back of your jacket nice and tight and fitted, and then this hangs down. I always love that trick because sometimes when you have a jacket that has more room in the back, right? And you put it on and the whole back is swinging. If you do that little belt trick idea, your jacket's always staying nice and tailored on you. And people will be like, how did you get that to stay like that? When you have, that's the little trick for it. Where would you interface the knit? So Connie, if I do the Ponte knit, I could do one of two things. I could add no interfacing and just treat it like a sweater knit and don't add the facing pieces or anything like that, including the sweater knit. I could, except that'd be kind of a really raw finish. I'm not sure if I would like that very much. So for the sweater knit, I probably would not use much interfacing at all because it's a sweater. Think of when we did the ruche or the Rachel that I'm wearing today. Well, I'm wearing the circle version today. But think of something like that, where the collar opens up. You don't need any interfacing. You could finish the edges with a serger or anything like that. So no, you pretty much don't need any interfacing if you're using a knit like this. If we're using the Ponte knit, if you're going to add facing, you still will need to use interfacing on the facing. Interfacing on the facing pieces, if that makes sense. And when we start sewing this, now next week I'm going to decide for sure what fabric. We're going to talk about some fitting things and maybe a few pattern hacks. And then I'll cut my fabric the week after. And by then I'll have decided which one I'm going to do, but I'm for sure going to do a sweater knit and I'm for sure going to do one of those Ponte knits. So you'll be able to see where I put the interfacing so you can follow along. That's it. There you go, Susie. We'll pop the cork when we win the tournament. That's a great idea. Yeah, Marty, you could do just a small gathering in the back instead of the belt. Just be very careful how you do it. I mean, you have the belt loops, but you could, I don't think it was you. Who did that? Somebody did that to the jacket, and they posted a picture in the Angela Wolf Patterns group. And you could make just a little casing in that whole back area. And I would put the casing probably on the inside of the jacket. You could put it on the outside too and make it look like a strip and slide a little bit of elastic in there. That was very cute. Somebody did that, but I can't think of who it was. Good idea. Oh, Barbara, well, I'm glad you were live and you had some great questions, so thanks. Thanks for joining. Karina, you still have to finish yours. Yeah, Janice, across the back like a safari jacket. Perfect. Now I'm on the same page as all of you. Oh, Lucy, I'm so glad you're going to start sewing again. Yay. Okay, any questions on anything else? So what if you want buttons? I'll show you how to put buttonholes on there, but the jacket already wraps across the front, technically. So you don't need to add anything to the center front to add buttonholes. You can just put buttonholes in if you want. It's a 2-piece sleeve, and I added those little belts to make it look really cute on the side. You could also use, I have little belts, like little belt buckles, and put, little rivets in there. Not rivets, but grommets. That would be very cute. You could have snaps. There's a lot of options that you could do here. I'm really excited to see your variations because when we did the Rachel twin set for the last couple of months, your outfits are amazing, just amazing. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Okay, let's see. Lorraine says, oh, Trisha, that's a good one. Can I show you how to put a hood on it for a pattern hack? I could do that. I'll add that to the Richter scale. How's that? Great idea. So if you're going to put a hood on it, you're going to need extra fabric. So you're probably going to need, oh gosh, we'll measure like from here to here. and then that should be enough. So like what, half a yard for your hood? It depends how big of a hood you want too. But yes. Lorraine, if you were going to embroider on the front, hold on a second. It makes your writing really tiny. Would you embroider on the tulle first and then stitch on, or on the pattern piece first? That's a good question. So it really depends on your fabric. I would say, my embroidery collection number 2, that one is all trims. It has curves for necklines. It has straight things for your straight areas for your sleeve. It has other areas for the corners. Let me just go look here real quick. I'll bring you back over here and let me show you my green jacket to give you an idea. So to give you a couple of ideas on embroidery, depending on what you're going to do. If you're going to do trim, do you remember this one? And Lorraine, I think you were in that class, so I know you saw this. And I showed this live in Fashion Sewing Club too. This was all embroidered on tulle and then attached to the jacket because embroidering this intricate design into that tweed is just not going to look 100%. And this way, it does look 100%. And then I attach it. Doesn't that look like it's part of the fabric? I found the colors to match so well. Now for this jacket, which this one's a little bit older, I made this for Brother quite a few years ago. This is a cotton. And no, this pattern is not out, so don't ask. But this is a cotton. I did not line the inside except for, and I want to show you this because it'll give you a little bit of an idea. I embroidered directly onto the fabric for this. So I laid out each pattern piece. I embroidered on the collar. So you can see the collars lined up. I embroidered on each sleeve. This one's for you, Susan. This one, it has the zipper. And this one, I added the zipper on the center outside, Susan. Remember when we were doing this last week and we did it in the back placket? This one's actually, I believe this one is, oh no, I did it on underneath your arm. So you can have a little fun with that. But I also lined the sleeve because I didn't want to see all that embroidery backing. and it might not be super soft on the skin because this is a pretty dense design. So I added silk to the inside sleeve. So another idea is you, like I just mentioned, you can cover up any embroidery or interfacing by just lining your sleeve. And then I also added a piece, because this is all interfaced and this is interfaced, I added a small piece of silk just to make sure that this went all the way over to the seam. Yeah, this jacket is super cute. I have to remember about these jackets to pull them out of my stash to wear. Cute, right? Okay. And also, I did put this part here. This has interfacing in it. And this is just a denim. So this one was embroidered right onto the jacket, and this was embroidered right onto tulle. I think I have that piece. Yeah, I do. It's right here. So you'll recognize this frame from my Brother Luminaire, which is that new magnetic frame. But I have to rehoop because it's kind of loose now. But you can see on here, I already started embroidering this quite a while ago. I still need to finish, but just take these off. See, this is going to go on a different color tweed. I think I moved everything around while everybody was here this last week, but now this is not the Chloe trench, but this is another couture jacket I'm working on. Isn't that beautiful? Now that is purple. Purple and gold and silver. Purple, beige, and silver, I should say. And then I'm embroidering this as the trim. Isn't that going to look nice? So very similar to the green one. And again, that's embroidered on tulle. But speaking of embroidery on tulle, did any of you watch last week's, you're welcome, Tricia. Did any of you watch yesterday's show on Brother Sews? Because we were having some technical issues, so it was not like the best quality, but it was a great show because of the fact that the tips that they were sharing. And Jewel was showing how to do the circular attachment, which I know many of us have in our stash. We just don't use all the time. And she showed how to do that on tulle, and it was very cool. So if you missed that show, you might want to watch that. And you definitely don't want to miss the one tomorrow. Yes, I'll be fishing, but I have a surprise for you. There will still be a live show at noon, and it's covering a lot of feet. And you're not going to want to miss it. Barb and Kathy are in that one, and it was just great. How about a tunnel? Cynthia says, how about a tunnel on the back and elastic on each side of the belt? Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking, Cynthia, when we were talking about maybe making a little casing on the back. Oh, Lorraine, you're going to use fleece. So fleece, Lorraine, you really won't need, you probably will not need any interfacing unless it's really lightweight. So think of just a fleece jacket. Yeah, you're probably going to be totally clear on the interfacing. You might, if you're just going to use, I mean, if you're going to finish the seams with bias tape, that'll look great. You don't have to worry about pretty much anything. If you're just going to serge the seams and people are going to see it, you might want to use something like my Woolly Poly thread in your serger for the loopers to make it a little thicker. But the bias looks great and it's fast to do. Can't picture the lapels done in a sweater knit. Well, you'll just have to wait. They would lay right, Shirley. They would lay a little differently though. So I probably would not put interfacing in a sweater knit. It would lay more flat like this one is. Like pretend that this is a lapel. So it would lay just different. Karen, that makes two of us. Nice to see you, by the way. Oh, did you get those installed today? That's wonderful. Jeannie, the white jacket is the Blair, but it's not out. But you can put it in, I think that was the Blair, B-L-A-I-R-E. So put it in the little back of your mind and you might see it coming up. Oh, Cindy, that's awesome. Okay, you guys are liking the hood option. All right, I'll definitely do that. Do you remember the jacket that I made for Brother a few years ago? Gosh, we're talking 5 or 6 years ago. I did not get that one back. I have a lot of their jackets here because I hold them here, and if I have a fashion show, then I can show them off. But I don't know where that one ended up. I might have to check, see if it's in their storage unit to get it back to show you all, because that jacket was very cool. That was the one, kind of a steampunk jacket, and that had a hood on it, and that was a really cool jacket. All right, any other questions? I'm just, I think I just have caught up with almost all of your emails this week, or over the last 2 weeks. When I do hands-on classes, it's a little tough because sometimes we get together at night and you get up early. And so if I apologize for any delays the last couple weeks, but we should be back on schedule. Oh, Marty, that would be good. Donna, I'll consider it. It's not that I don't have it available. It's just the time thing. So, but I will. All right, what do you, I know you love that purple. Oh, thanks so much. Okay, any questions? Oh, I got a few more, and then I'm gonna let you all run and have a wonderful day. Oh, Lizandra, what, it depends what you want to spend, because there are a lot of great machines at all different levels. So it really depends so make a little list for what I would recommend for a sewing machine. Make a list of the things you really want. Are you just going to sew straight and forward? I mean, are you just sewing and you don't care about decorative stitches or anything like that? Then the PQ 1500 is awesome. It comes with a ton of feet. And I mean, I love that one, but that only goes straight forward and backwards. You can't do zigzag. You can't do buttonholes. You can't do anything like that. Then, so let's just say, like, that's the easiest question. Then do you want to do some embroidery? Do you want no embroidery? Are you big into quilting or garments? So make a list of things like that. And if you want to message me, I could probably guide you in the right direction. Hope that helps. Barbara, how do you attach embroidery on tulle? Hand stitch? No, I did it by machine. And you're in the Fashion Sewing Club, I believe. So I will try to find what video. No, it wasn't in the Fashion Sewing Club. It was in the couture jacket class. And I thought you were in that too. So it was in part 1. And I added it to the last couture jacket class. So I actually laid that on the fabric and did free motion quilting. Basically free motion to get it attached. Very easy to do. And it only took, in fact, I think the class watched me do it live because it had to be shipped out to get the photos for that collection. Yeah, inspiration. Oh, thanks, Cindy. Yes, Fran, I did. I forgot I used gray for the fabric, and I think the inside, wasn't it like a black satin or something? It was very striking. Okay, so here's your tag list. Check. But before I do that, I just have to share real quick. Let me just share this with you. Wynn's calling to say hi. He has been so distracted today fishing, he forgot we have a live show. All right, let me just share this with you. You got to see this jacket. And I just have to remember, Amy, what group did you put it in? Fashion Sewing Club or... I have to remember. There's the Fashion Sewing Club. I know somebody had asked this earlier. And here it is. Okay, I won't make you wait too long. There was a couple really gorgeous outfits this week using my lace collection, my patterns, and I had to share this. So let me just bring this up. Here you go. This turned out so cute. So that's the far away. But look at what she did with the embroidery. Gorgeous, gorgeous. So Amy, I have a question. Did you embroider on tulle and then attach it, or did you just embroider right onto that tweed? Because that is really cute. And this one was in the Angela Wolf Fashion Sewing Club. Oh yeah, I saw somebody just say, what's the discount code? It's right here. And I think there was a couple more here because I haven't been on here for a few days. Oh yeah, is this Jean? she did another Rachel, and you know, we used a lot of different fabrics and things, but look at how striking that fabric is. It has a light, almost looks like a light stripe to it. But you did a great job lining up those stripes, and it looks beautiful. It lays beautifully. I love this little front edge here, and the tank top looks great. This is going back. This is going back to, all right, I think there was just a couple more. Oh yeah, Angie, I saw this right before, I think I saw it right after our last live show, and I didn't get a chance to show this. So those of you looking for a fun pattern for the summer, the lacy knit is one of my favorites. And some people said, oh, I wish it had sleeves. It does have sleeves. It comes in a tank, short sleeve or long sleeve, but look at how cute this is. So she didn't even use lace on this. She used contrasting fabric, and that pink fabric, oh my gosh, I love that. You can see her beautiful cover stitch stitching here. There's the back area. So she just contrasted each piece, and instead of putting lace in those areas, she just used contrasting fabric. So I wanted to show that because I know some of you had asked about that. And Angie, check your email. I tried to send you a text message, and I think I had your wrong message. Okay, and ooh, Marianne, I didn't see this. This was a new one since last week. Super cute. And there was one more fabric, and then I promise I'll let you go then. It's just too much fun getting inspired. I give you a little bit of inspo, and then you guys take it to the next level, which makes it a lot of fun. So here's the Angela Patterns group. In case you're not in there, you're more than welcome. The Angela Patterns group is free, by the way. The Fashion Sewing Club is not. Here's where I put the link for the new mats, and you can see that right here. There's the link. Oh, here it is. Is this Kelly? Yeah, Kelly Stanley. This fabric, Kelly, I have to ask what it is. I don't think you said it. So it was sweater knits. And that outfit looks so beautiful. The fabric, look at the drape of that. So when we were talking just a few minutes ago about Ponte knit or scuba knit, how does it lay? That's a beautiful sweater knit. And look at how soft the drape is. The color looks great. I have to say your background, if it's at your house or whatever, matches your outfit perfectly. But look at how beautiful the neckline is. Isn't that gorgeous? Yeah, this one I was scrolling through. I think I saw this last weekend when I was fishing. Oh yeah, here's a close-up of her binding. She did a great job. Look at how beautiful that is. Just gorgeous. She said struggling with adding top stitching, and then a little voice said, well, leave it alone then. And you know what? It looks gorgeous without top stitching. You don't need top stitching. So that is the grand finale for the day. There were a ton more, and I'm going to keep going through those. But you guys really did a lot of gorgeous outfits. Oh, here's the Bella in the short sleeve. Claudia, I missed this. This is cute. Very cute with jeans, and I love the sleeves. Very nice. And Dorothy, this is the ruche tee. Oh, that looks like a suede. I think this is a suede. What is the word? Oh, if you're on here, you have to tell me what fabric this is. It's a suede knit, but there's a word that comes in between. Okay. I think they did a great job. I agree. Beautiful. Absolutely. Lucy, do I have any similar fabric? To which one? Because I don't have anything like anything we've seen up here, but this one was so cute. And I love the flowers. I do have more fabric coming in. It should be here in a couple of weeks. Oh, hey, speaking of the mats, Rhonda, how did I miss this? Rhonda got her mat. And it looks great on your table. Very cute. I love your carpet, by the way. And your room is so organized. Thanks, Rhonda. I believe, does the mat, I think the mat is free shipping. It doesn't come from my website. It comes from Sewing Machines Plus. Blaine, thank you for having those mats. It's such a great feature. Just something fun for us. Okay, and then there was one more by Angie because this fabric reminded me of that yellow fabric. See how beautiful? Look at, so again, the fabric drapes beautifully. So when you're thinking about the Chloe trench, by the way, you need to think, okay, what's going to be, how is it going to drape? If your fabric is stiff, the jacket's going to be stiff. And the Chloe trench is meant to be a drapey, just a beautiful drape to it. I mean, obviously the jacket isn't made for a knit, but you could use a knit. Something like that would be gorgeous. But also go to your stash. And if you find like a lightweight cotton, a lightweight linen, a lightweight, I keep saying lightweight. I mean lightweight as in drapey and not stiff. Oh, Marcia, thanks. I was trying to figure out where that was. That definitely, I had to be from there. They have a gorgeous. Thank you, thank you. Oh, that's what it is, Dorothy. Thank you. I'm so glad you were on here to answer that. I definitely think so. Oh, Melody, you know what? I have the Kai scissors here. With the ones with my logo, you mean? You mean I forgot to put them on the website? I sure did. I will put those up. I'll put them up tomorrow while I'm fishing. Here they are. They've got the little Angela Wolf. I'll put them on my website. Thank you for reminding me. If you think of it, Melody, text me in the morning and I won't forget. Oh, thanks, Rosa. I know, Barbara. I can't help it. You guys just have so many great things in there. All right, now I do have to go. Our hour is up and I've got places to be and I'm sure you do too. But I have to say, I thank you so much for joining because it's so great catching up with you. It's so lonely here this last week though, because everybody left. It's so, if you get an opportunity, even if it's not one of my classes, if you get an opportunity to take an in-person class, now that COVID is waning down, my classes are limited in size. So we had just a wonderful time because you get to meet new sewing friends, friends for life, I would say. And you learn different things. And you not only learn from the teacher. I mean, if you're in my class, you learn from me, but you also learn from each other. So if you get a chance to take a class, try to do so this year. Make it a mission, even if it's like 5 people, just to get together and do some sewing. I have not listed my fall classes yet because I need to refine my schedule a little bit, but I will have a couple of classes in the fall, but there won't be a lot, and they're going to be limited in size as well. I really like the smaller classes because you can really dig in hands-on, and everybody gets a quality, well, we just have a great time. Plus, a lot of times we get to go have dinner together too. All right, everyone. Thanks for the luck fishing. I'll keep you posted and I'll leave a link. I'll be emceeing their awards and things like that. So I'll leave a link for those of you that want to see what's going on. All right. Have a great day. And if you have any questions, again, you could message me or join me in Angela for the Patterns group. Sound good? All right. Bye.